You are listening on 92.7 FM, or you may be listening on 95.3 FM HD4. We're also on TuneIn Radio. Download the app, TuneIn Radio. You can catch Nooga Radio anywhere on TuneIn Radio. It's the same with Shoutcast. And we are live streaming on YouTube. Thanks for joining us on YouTube and on Facebook as well. Hey, Yvonne. We're joining us on Facebook. That's one of my Houston friends that I just did a shout out to. And I'm Cindy. I'm Cindy of Cindy's Choice. And Cindy's Choice is to make a positive impact in our community. We do that through community collaboration. We just had a great example of that. I just so loved having John Patel and Amash Patel on the first half of the show, sharing about their experience with opening up their Budgetel hotel to take in over 350 Irma evacuees. I was blessed to be a part of that and actually going to the rest area and approaching the drivers with Florida tags and letting them know that they had a place to go. They did not have to sleep in their car. And they had a place to get food and water and a lot of people helping them out. I want to go ahead and jump in and introduce my, I don't even want to call Jim my guest. He's more kind of my co-host, my buddy, there you go. But Jim Vesper's joining me, and we have another great guest joining us here in just a minute. And I'll pull Jim in here to help me talk about my other great sponsors, and that we just love Chicken Salad Chick.
Yes. I had Chicken Salad Chick last Friday. In fact, Cindy recommended, I believe it was the Fancy Nancy.
Oh yeah,
if that's
a favorite.
That was my favorite.
That's apples, grapes, and I think pecans.
Yes, absolutely delicious. Would have it any day of the week that it was available. Yes,
and there's lots. We're so proud of Josh Patton. He's such a contributor to the community. He's the reason I knew about the Budgetel. He dropped a bunch of chicken salad off, and then he loaded me up with more chicken salad to take over there. And then I was loading up. I made a TP run, a toilet paper run. I made a water run. It just was. He's just a great contributor to the community. Again, that's the beauty of Cindy's Choice. It's not just businesses lined up that need marketing. These are preferred vendors that are really contributing to our community. And I'm so proud of the people and the businesses that I'm attracting. And that's you attract people like yourself. So get out there and give, and you'll attract more givers, and we'll all be giving. Another quick shout out. We just had Dennis Schroeder with us on the first half of the show. He's still hanging out with us here. Nova Advisors, a contingency-based business service. They can bring a variety of strategies to reclaim or save business operational costs with no upfront fees. One of the services does have a small software fee, but otherwise you don't pay anything until they find the savings and provide the money for you to pay them with. It's not your typical consultant business. They're not coming in where you're paying them by the hour. They can help you with such things as workers' opportunity tax credits, auditing services, cost segregation, controlled payables, B2B class action claims. Check them out at novaadvisors.us. That's novaadvisors.us. And one more quick shout out about the 9/11 Memorial. Chattanooga 9/11 Memorial is actually on 9/17 this Sunday. Shout out to Britt Bradshaw, Mark Kaufman. They're the facilitators, the coordinators of this wonderful event that's going to be at the SunTrust building downtown on Sunday. Go support these guys. They're going to climb 110 flights of stairs in full gear. So go by and support them, and you can register for that event at where's that at? events.firehero.org. events.firehero.org/Chattanooga. And again, I just so appreciate our heroes. And Jim, I have you back on because I'm really excited about the Beamer. And I want, and I've got another. I'm going to go ahead and invite Pete over here too.
Sure.
Come on over here, Pete. Pete is introduced me to a really cool, a new system as well, in that he has the heart defibrillator. I'm saying that right?
That's right.
The heart defibrillator. This is going to be, I'm used to having two mics, so this is going to be really, really truck. But go ahead and just say hi, Pete, so we know you're here.
Hi, Cindy. I'm here.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, Jim, tell us quickly, because I've been using this machine. This is awkward. We're missing a mic today. But Pete, you're going to want to know about this, and he's going to want to know about what you do, because these are two such really significant tools, medical devices, to really help people in a big way. But Jim, brief us on the Beamer instrument.
Yes, the Beamer is a Class 1 registered medical device with the FDA, and it has been manufactured for about 20 years by a German company that has been able to promote a unique and what we consider a breakthrough technology that does some of the following things. It enhances general blood flow through the body. It delivers the body's nutrient and oxygen waste supply and disposal. It brings more oxygen to the cells of our bodies. It helps with cardiac function, physical fitness, endurance, strength and energy, concentration, mental acuity, stress reduction, and relaxation, as well as sleep management.
And I know this from my own personal health challenges. Circulation is everything. And that is a lot of the problems. We don't move like we used to. We're not out there. People are very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Sedentary.
Yeah, thank you. I knew it was an S word.
Yes.
But that they're very sedentary, and that is not good. And that's why, on the Nooga Radio Outdoors show, I was like, get outside, get active, move around. But that you've got to have as much help in that area as possible, because how much time do you have to get outside and move around? That's a lot of the problem for people. And this is so amazing. I can't wait. I've personally used it and had wonderful, wonderful results. And I just can't wait to get the word out about this product.
There's a really great visual, analogy that I was told. I can't take credit for this, but I think it's a great analogy for our listeners to understand. We've just had these two terrible storms that hit Houston and now the south of Florida. And if you imagine the body is similar to a city that has just gone through one of these terrible storms. You normally on a daily basis, you have trucks that are bringing food and other supplies into that city, and they're taking the waste out of the city and putting it in dumps. If all of the arteries into that city, both directions, are blocked, bad things start to happen inside the city, because you can't get people food and supplies. You can't get rid of the waste that's there. So for me, being able to understand that is our bodies are in a way like little islands that need to have the nutrition and the oxygen delivered at a certain minimal level every single day to function properly. And we have to get rid of our wastes.
You're right.
And the CO2.
Each organ is a community within, like, I'm visualizing Houston right now, because being from Houston, I've seen so many visuals of it on my feed on Facebook. And we just sent a truck out there to a little community that had gotten overlooked. There's no FEMA there. There's no Red Cross. There's nobody there. So we directed the truck to this little small community, and we just sent them oxygen. We just increased the circulation and sent them oxygen. That just gave me total God chills. But when we learned, I love analogies like that we can apply. Our bodies are the same. It's just like, our bodies need fuel. They need the right fuel. They need premium fuel, and they need circulation. There's just so much. And this is also simple, because if we learn these things about our bodies are designed to heal themselves. And wonderful devices like the Beamer can really, really contribute to that. And I've already got some wonderful feedback and confirmation from doctors and so forth that understand the technology and are like, that's amazing. That's going to be a great help.
Yes, there are over 4,000 hospitals and wellness clinics over in Europe that currently use these as sort of standard equipment in their facilities, because they're about proactively caring for people with the socialized medicine that is so prevalent over there. They want to keep people well, and when they have an opportunity to mitigate issues, they and their societies are taking that proactive approach to deliver these types of technologies to their medical professionals.
Awesome. Well, go ahead and let Pete step up. I'm missing that third mic, because we're normally able to get more of a cross conversation going.
We can work on this.
Thank you, Pete. But Pete, I'm really eager. You were sharing more to me about the Start a Heart.
It's really exactly the same thing. I'm the result of when you don't get that circulation.
Yes.
What happens is
good segue.
Anybody's ever had a muscle spasm? The reason you get it, like climbing mountains and stuff, is I don't have the oxygen. I don't have the fuel for that muscle. I don't have the circulation to get it there. So if you have some blocked arteries, and then suddenly you're in the gym working out, cardiac arrest. Shovel snow, cardiac arrest.
You gave me a great example when you talked about, well, do you ever get leg cramps? And oh my gosh, because everybody, I'm 5'10", but I wear really high heels, so I'm like 6'1" most of the time, and I do get leg cramps, especially when I'm like I try to go flats to hills, but if I've stayed in the hills too long or the flats too long, I'll wake up with like these major leg cramps that I can't rub out. They do not rub out. The only way I get rid of them is walking them out, getting that circulation really going and moving. And that's the only thing that helps. You can't put the Maxifreeze on there or the BioFreeze. None of that works.
Well,
it's the circulation.
Just imagine that's your heart muscle. And when it locks up like that, you can't do much about it. You're out in a second, and blood flow's not circulating. Organs start to go, and we really have a time constraint here that's really critical. There are just, in the first minute or two,
that
you got to
minute,
take some
like
stuff.
you said.
It's going.
Before we jump into that, I want to ask you, because you also helped me understand the difference in cardiac arrest and a heart attack. And this is what you're focused on, is cardiac arrest.
Correct.
So explain that.
There are differences. A heart attack is where you have a damage to the muscle of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
You have a blockage. You're not getting it there. Part of the muscle's damaged. You feel the compression, the chest pain, etc. Now, a heart attack can lead to cardiac arrest. But basically, typically what happens in a cardiac arrest is it's out of the blue. I mean, it's just right now. You never know it's coming, and boom, it's there. And you just are out in the light just in seconds.
And we hear about that, unfortunately, we hear about that with younger people all the time. Our friends in their 40s and so forth like that, where you just occasionally in the 30s.
Even younger than that.
Oh,
we've had 3 incidents in high schools in the last 2 years here in Chattanooga of teenagers. So anybody, anytime. In fact, cardiac arrest is SIDS. Is in effect cardiac arrest, lack of oxygen. Heart does that. So it's even down into infants that can occur.
Oh wow! So there really is. I love the connection with you and the Beamer, because it's like this is what you got to do, but get doing this before this happens. But if this happens, here's this, and this is an actual defibrillator, is what it is. So explain.
Well, let's first talk about CPR. When we're doing CPR, we're just assisting the heart. We're pushing on that heart to circulate the blood. So we can get the blood flowing through the body to feed the organs in the body, give it the oxygen, get it the nutrients. But when you have a cardiac arrest, it's like a muscle spasm. You're pushing on this rock. And what the defibrillator does is it takes it out of that spasm. So you have a pliable heart. When I'm doing CPR, I can circulate that blood. Okay. And that's why the difference goes between 2% if you're doing nothing to 94% if you have a defibrillator and do CPR on somebody right away.
I get it.
Huge difference for us to
mellows
help the
spasm so that it can respond to the CPR treatment.
When you do the CPR, you
now,
actually circulate the blood.
Are there occasions where the defibrillator itself just does the trick?
Or it can.
Yes. And most times, does it need to be in partnership with the CPR?
You typically are going to be doing CPR. It really is sort of an age-dependent thing. If you're over 65, maybe a third will come back to spontaneous beating. If you're under 65, maybe about 2/3. But in a large number of cases, you're going to be doing CPR on it. So I think everybody needs to be ready to respond. So take that CPR class, learn CPR, learn to take care of your family and your friends. And hopefully we'll have a defibrillator close by so that you can use that too.
That's just amazing. Jim, where'd you go? Step back up here, because I want to, I'm still thinking there's a middle mic here and we can all have a conversation, but let's jump up to the mic there. So let's jump back to preventing this situation where, because that's what the Beamer does. So, how do people access the Beamer? If they're wanting to keep their circulation where they need to be, what is recommended with them as far as the device goes?
It is a registered medical device.
Is it a daily thing, a daily regimen, or because I got to say really quick, with my health condition, the only time I feel good is when I'm moving. When I'm creating that circulation. And I'm not that I shouldn't say the only time I feel good, but that is when I feel
your best.
Yes.
And right.
But I'm very sensitive to it, that because of the condition I have, that contributes to it greatly, is the lack of circulation. Even though I'm very active, my system needs a lot of oxygen, a lot of help and circulation benefit. So that's why this really, I really get this, and it really has me intrigued. But for your average person, just to benefit from, the benefits of it in their health and so forth, what would be recommended?
Sure. And then we've talked a little bit before about my background as a fitness trainer. And I know from experience with doing that if you have a regimen that you ask somebody to do that is beyond their ability to fit into their schedule, that they will commit to,
exactly,
they have a lot of, attrition from them, and they will not benefit from those activities that you have prescribed for them to do.
Yes.
The nice thing about this particular technology, it's designed to complement the body's own ability to deliver what is necessary through enhanced circulation to every organ and every cell in our bodies. The technology has been perfected to a point that they have 5 international patents on it. It's a very unique signal, so that when you apply this for merely 2 sessions of 8 minutes per day, that they have found that the impact on the body after the session has been done lasts from anywhere from 12 to 16 hours after you've applied it, so that your body will effectively, with those 2 8-minute sessions, have 24 hours of optimized circulation.
Wow.
Now, they've done these studies independently, and we have a number of experts around the world who've analyzed this. In fact, NASA has collaborated with us now because they've seen the power of our technology and how we've been able to develop this unique signal pattern. So that by the average person, if they were to have this technology applied to them twice, 8 minutes each per day, we've been able to test and show that an individual's circulation rate mimics what you would have as a healthy 20-year-old adult.
Okay. Awesome. And I'm already getting excited because, I'm recognizing all the different places where, oh my gosh, they need one of those here. Everybody needs one. But like, I'm going to be working with Britt and, oh my gosh, Mark from the fire station. I want one of these in every fire hall. Those guys operate at a 10 all the time. And then most of them have full-time jobs beyond being a firefighter. And they need this kind of, you think they're active, but it's not the right kind of they don't have time to be active. They're on, going on all the time. But I want to pull Pete back just for a minute. Pete, so you have an actual unit. You have a portable defibrillator. That is your product.
Yes. Yes. And that we put in, you'll see them around in schools and churches and offices and any place people gather. It's a good thing to have close by, and some for homes too, but primarily in groups of people.
Yes.
And so it's just being able to get to it quickly. And we're working on some things to use technology to assist in making that quicker. It's interesting that this product you're just talking about was done in Germany. They've done some software over there that they've utilized in the last 6 months, and it basically uses your cell phone to notify people who are close by a cardiac arrest and work with the EMS and 911 centers to direct people. And what they found is 38% of the time they have been there more than 4 minutes earlier than the ambulance to start working on people. And that's
amazing, because I brag on Erlanger a lot. I've had the Erlanger surgeons on. Jed Mescon's going to join me next month, and it's amazing what they've done with the what do they call their flight? Their helicopters. They have them all over the area now, so they can get to people sooner. But it still takes time, precious time. What you called that golden minute, and to know, excuse me, that there's going to be people in areas that are ready to save people's lives. I want to be a part of that. I want to help with that.
It's just notifying them where they are and helping them to do that. So 2 doors up, you have a dental office, but they don't know you have a problem here and could bring the defibrillator right here if they knew it.
That's amazing.
That's what we're looking at.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I've got my issues with social media, but that's a really, really good thing of connecting people that way. I just lost a thought. But Jim, why don't you come on back up? I want to let people know how to get in touch with both you guys. So why don't you share your info, and that'll leave Pete enough time to share his.
All right, terrific. My direct number is 865 area code 323-9414. And if you want to email me with some questions or to set up a time to talk, you can send it to james.vesper, VESPER _junior at beamermail, BEMERMAIL.com. Thanks.
And as always, if you ever want to get a hold of any of my guests or get more information, you can contact me at Cindy@cindyschoice.com. It's Cindy@cindyschoice.com. 423-661-4445. 423-661-4445. I'm always so happy to help. And how would people get a hold of you, Pete?
It's real simple. Sales@startaheart. Just STARTAHEART.com.
Perfect.
And that's the best way.
And now I want to bring Dennis up to close the last 2 minutes of the program, because he actually is manufacturer rep for a medical device that analyzes issues. And
Absolutely.
Just briefly give us, because that ties into everything too, so you know where to target first.
Absolutely. The NMS 100 is a product from NextMed Solutions. And what this does is we put this into the hands of your primary care provider, and they can do multiple tests that are non-invasive. And within 7 minutes, you're going to have a real-time look at a variety of internal processes that are going on. So you know.
I didn't remember that about the 7 minutes.
Oh yes, it's a quick test done in your doctor's office, and you get a real-time picture of what's going on within you. So you and your doctor can decide, what is the best intervention, and it gives the doctor and yourself a whole lot better sense for what's really going on and what's the best prescription for correcting it.
Well, that's awesome. And I am just pleased as punch to have a platform to be able to share this kind of information with the listener. And we just thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Cindy's Toy Show. You're listening on 92.7 FM and 95.3 FM HD4 if you have that. TuneIn Radio. You can download that app and you can get Nooga Radio anywhere, anytime on TuneIn Radio. We're on Shoutcast, YouTube, Facebook, Nooga Radio. I'm Cindy. Again, it's my honor and my privilege to be able to have a platform that can bring this kind of vital information. There is a YouTube library. I had some Erlanger surgeons on last week that talked about, or a couple weeks ago, that talked about that we're in this area, we're 300% more likely with stroke victims. So all this is relative to that. It all ties together. Thank you so much for joining us. That's a wrap.
The Tennessee Valley's news, talk, and sports leader. Nooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM.
Hey, dude, check this out. Have you ever seen one so big?
Whoa, look at the size of that.
This little itty-bitty one.
Wow, that's really small.
They have them big, small, and everything in between. You'll always find the biggest variety of knives at the knife shop at Frost Cutlery in Ottawa. We're talking about over 40 brands of knives, including Benchmade, WR Case & Sons, Boker, and all the Frost Cutlery brands. Now, Sam, you've been to the cutlery shop. Is it amazing?
Spectacular. The knife shop at Frost Cutlery in Ottawa. They have knives, swords, kitchen knives, ammo, and reloading supplies, plus survival gear.
It's the knife shop at Frost Cutlery. Open 7 days a week. Hey, girls, you're going to love this. We're going to the knife shop. Hey, let's not tell them they have ammo and loading supplies. The knife shop at Frost Cutlery opens 7 days a week. You'll always find the biggest variety of knives. You're going to love the knife shop at Frost Cutlery in Ottawa. The knife shop.
And tell them David Tulis sent you.
You have low testosterone, or maybe your wife isn't in the mood. You just don't seem to have the spark or the passion there. Essential oils can help with that. They're safe, 100% natural. If you call me today, no obligation. There's a free consultation, 423-605-47